wonderful people. Welcome to the Honest Fashion Academy. My name is Justice. So, in this video, I want to show us two methods that we can use to get a cowl neckline. Very beautiful cowl neckline. Just note that each method you use will give you a different effect. You know that the cowl neckline can have so much effect on the neck or wherever it's found, depending on the method that is used to achieve it. So these two methods is just going to be so beautiful. You can choose any one of the choice. If this video is what you like to see, please kindly watch till the end. Your fashion tutor just okay, so mates, for us to commence this, we're going to be using a white paper so that you can actually see what we're doing, after which we transfer it to our fabric. Now, the first method we're going to use, this is assumed to be our pattern paper with the darts or whatever close, just our normal block. And then what we're going to use is that we'll fold our fabric into two this way. This is a paper folded into two, right? Now, from the top of the paper, we want to come down. In this class, I'm going to be using the inches so that we can actually use it in a bigger fabric when you want to use the inches. So we are using the centimeter with the figure that is supposed to be used in the inches, because the inches is quite bigger than the centimeter. Okay, so we're going to be coming down by 10 inches from the top of the fabric here, or coming down by 10 inches. Now, on this line of the 10 inches, we can mark in 14 inches. I want to assume that I'm using the inches. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to get my pattern from the edge of the fabric. I'm going to place this way. I'm going to place my pattern this way. You can actually extend here more if you so wish, so that you can have enough space, but here we're going to have space too. So what we're going to do is to trace our armhole line. This is our armhole line. We're going to trace it to this 10 inches, and then we come over to the bust. And as we're getting to the waist, we don't want the waist to have the same effect of the cowl effect. So as we're getting towards the waist area, we're shifting our pattern so that it aligns with our normal measurement. Okay, so let's pass the bust area, and as we're going, we are going to, you know, slant our hand, make sure that we have the measurements that we're supposed to have for the waist. You can see how it is, right? So this is our normal measurement for our waistline, and then we connect. So what we're going to do is, okay, so what we're supposed to do is to cut or trace out the normal fabric which we used on a straight line at this point, from this 10 inches, from where we've connected our armhole. We trace it up. Okay, so the whole of this is just what we need. We no longer need this part, right? Now, when you're drafting a cowl dress or top, want to use a fabric that is fluffy, not a fabric that is so strong, so that all of this can fall down and create a very beautiful effect on the body. So like this now, we want to assume that the back is cut, and the back is just the normal bodies that we have for the back. So we identify our armhole line. This is where it is, and at this point we're going to be, the whole of this is going to be our shoulders. Of course, we're going to pleat the shoulder into the shoulder line. So what we're going to do next, we're going to be cutting something of this nature, just to give it a nice look, a folded effect at the upper part, so that we can actually turn either hem it or use hemming gum so that the upper part can be finished nicely and we have a very good line here for our shoulder line. So here will be our shoulder line. Now what we're going to do is to cut. In your cowl neck dress, we don't need the darts, okay? The darts are not needed. So we're just going to cut this. So assuming this is a fabric, by the time we open it up this way, and this is our armhole, this part is just going to fall inside, right? It's just going to fall inside. Like I said, this is our shoulder line. So all we need to is to get our pattern and begin to adjust or arrange this shoulder line into our normal shoulder to give us the beautiful bodies that we need. So we're going to transfer this to our fabric and then you'll see how it's going to look. I need to get the fabric. So here we have it on our fabric. I'm going to keep this aside and this is what we have. So here we have our shoulder this way and you can see that you can see the way it's falling already. So I'm going to get a miniature mannequin. So like I said, this part that I trimmed off, this part, we're just going to use it to hem this inside, okay, so that it doesn't look rough. You can use, I like to use hemming gum on this part to hem it so that it looks very beautiful and very stretchy as well, unlike when you use a thread. Okay, so I'm just going to get this into the shoulders of my bodies and you can see the effect that it's creating already. Now this part will just fit into the waistline without having so much difficulty. So here I have my paper. Now for tutorial purpose, I'm not going to be using hemming gum or whatsoever on this part. I'm just going to use pin to hold it down. When you're making yours into a full um, blouse, you can use hemming gum to hold it. Now I have my full pattern. I'm going to pleat this shoulders. This is where our shoulder began and this is where it stopped. So I'm going to pleat this into this shoulder, right, and make sure it fits properly. Now you're pleating this way so that you create a nice effect on this part. Rather than going this way, it will not be nice. We're going this way, so we're going to be pleating just very small because the allowance here is not that much. You can decide how many pleats you want, either 2 or 3. You can share it equally and create a nice effect. So once I share it and pleat, I'm going to use pin to hold it. Whatever you pleat here, that is what you're going to pleat at this part. If you make 3 pleats around here, you're equally going to make 3 pleats around here so that everything will equalize. So permit me to do this off camera. Now once you pleat and realize that it's falling below the cleavage or below where you want it not to get to or your bust is showing, all you have to do is to raise this part up, raise it up and then pleat. Like, you don't have to pleat everything just from where it started. You can raise it up and pleat it inside. By so doing, you're cutting off this part, or even before pleating it, you can reduce what you have there, right? You can reduce what you have so that it will fit where you want it to be. So I'm going to show you this on the mannequin and you see the effect that it's going to create on the bodice. Now because of the pleats, because of this pleats, you can see the nice effect that it has created on the bodice. You can see that it has folds. It's not just like one falling something at the front. It has folds that adds to the beauty of the design. So the pleats are not much, assuming it's just a big size and you have bigger pleats, it will fold more. You can see how beautiful it is. So you can try this out. I so much like this method. It comes out really nice at the front. So let's check the next method. Okay, so mate, so in this method, we're going to be manipulating our bust dart and our waist dart into making a cowl neck, a cowl design. So we're going to be transferring this dart to the CF line. We'll be closing what we have this way. So we're going to be closing this our bust dart like this, and then close the waist dart by slashing this part open. We don't have to cut this place entirely, but it has happened. So we close this part too, and we have our opening at the CF. Now what we're going to do is to slash some line from the shoulder area towards this part. We're going to be slashing some lines this way, depending on how much slash that you want. There is no particular rule about this. Okay, we can choose to stop it here. This is slash and spread method. You don't have to cut it all out, just cut it almost to the point of cutting out, but not entirely. I think this is okay. So we're going to spread this as much as we want the cowl to be. We're going to be spreading as much as we want the cowl to be, and we're going to be placing it on another paper to get the shape of what we have. Right now we no longer need this neckline. We're just going to, because the cowl does not have a neckline, so what are we to do? We have to get a paper or a fabric, whichever one that is handy, and transfer this to there. Now with this slash, you can actually create the effect that you want to see on your cowl. When you slash only this part, this is the area that you're going to have the cowl. This place is not affected. Now you can also open this part and open it more, like you have more to slash open. Then at this upper part, you can choose to remove this one entirely. That is, if you want something that will not be covering so much on your neckline, you can choose to remove this part, and then you'll be having a cowl that is in form of a V neckline. So everything depends on how you want it, but with this you can actually control your slashes, your drapes and all that, right? So this is just the principle that you can follow to get what you want. Now in carving out the area that you need, any area that passes the CF line, we don't want it, we don't need it, so we're just going to trim and get the shape that we want. But in this case, we're just going to trace everything. We're not cutting any parts out here. We ain't got any part out. We're just going to trim anything that has a long leg. Hello, I have not said anything about subscribing to my channel. Please, if you love this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel and you will have access to more interesting videos. Right, this is what we need. So we're gonna cut out this part and we trim our shoulder line. Then we get our armhole line. This is more like what we did before, but with a different method. This paper wouldn't have been on fold because it is not a fabric. Okay, now in the fabric we're not going to be having the center being open, so only this one would have done the magic. And with this we're going to remove this and we use only this one to cut on our fabric. Should I still go ahead and cut this on the fabric? All you have to do is to put the shoulders where it's supposed to be. This is our shoulder line. Here, from here to here, we have our shoulder line. So if this is a fabric, it's just going to fall, but you're not going to have any pleats at the shoulder line. There's no need placing this on the fabric. I don't have so much fabric. So this is just what you're going to have if it is going to be on. So this is just one part of the CF. When you have another part, it's still going to fall this way and it creates a very beautiful effect. So I need you to try this method out. I need you to try it. I'm just using this to see if it's going to fall so well. Yeah, it's going to become fluffy and fall. So this part goes into the shoulder, as you can see, and then this part goes into, this is not stretchy at all. This part goes into the waistline, so this area falls this way, right? Falls this way. It's going to have fold, but it will not start from the shoulders. So this is how it's going to fall, and with this other part joining it, we're going to have something that curves like this. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching this video. Practice it and see how it comes out. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Please share the video, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.